All right, what's up, guys? I'm in the shop today. I'm going to be doing a review, an unboxing and a review. These are the Zen Top saw chains. I specifically got the 320.325 063 68 links, 68 drive links. This is for my steel MS250. The chains I normally use are steel brand, but I've been looking for I guess a little more price efficient saw, so we're gonna check these out. There's actually 3 to a 10. So the 10 comes like this. This is all beat up from shipping, but I'm not gonna complain about it. The chains are fine. And so I can't remember the exact price. I'll put a link in the video description, but I think they come up to about 10 bucks a piece, which is significantly cheaper than those. I think those are, gosh, I don't know, 20 bucks or something like that. But so almost half price, and those are just rough estimates. I don't keep track of pricing that much. But so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take this off, and we're gonna install one, and then I'll take you guys outside and give you my opinion on if it's worth it or not. So stay tuned and we'll check it out. You can do this with pretty much anything. It's always recommended. You want to keep your oiler free of debris so it actually does its job. I'll typically just use, if I've got brake parts cleaner, I use it. If not, those 2 mason jars up there are just some old gasoline. You can use those in a scrub brush or a toothbrush, something like that. But really right in this area down here where your oiler is and all of that, your wear pad, you want to check all of this stuff pretty regular. You just want to get in the habit of doing it. And just go over it with a rag and check it out. Check your bearing, all your bearings and clutch housing and all of that stuff, and just give it a look over. Looks good. Good to go. It's always good to have spare parts and stuff for all of that. I've got some of that stuff ordered, but I don't have any with me right now, so we'll just pray to the good Lord that we don't need any of that stuff today. quick. Just got my saw tightened up and ran it a little bit and let the initial slack come out of the chain to readjust it. Wanted to show you guys something real fast if this is maybe your first time or something running the chainsaw. What you'll do with the new chain, or what I do at least, put it on, get it where you think it's supposed to be, tighten it all up, run it for a second. That'll initially stretch it a little bit or kind of get all the settings kind of set out, and you may have to tighten it up. So always do that before I leave to go out in the field, because you run it a couple times and then you've already got to stop and tighten it again. But one thing I always do before I cut anything is I'll check and make sure my saw is oiling, and I wanted to show y'all an easy way to do that. You can see right here, there's some oil, but I'll show you real quick. So what you'll do is you'll fire your saw up and you run it wide open, and you'll see it start slinging a bead of oil. I use something easy to see. You can use something with a white background or something like that, but let me show you what it looks like real fast. Just a quick tip, you always want to make sure, obviously, that your saw's oiling. It'll prolong the life of the chain, prolong the life of the chainsaw, and then if it's not, you know, you need to fix something before you go out and start cutting. But that's just an easy thing. I can't even remember who taught me that, but you always want to make sure your chain is oiled and your chainsaw is oiling properly. That's why I clean it before we do anything. All right, so we're out here now. Got my cheesy little weed eater glasses that came with my steel weed eater the other day on. We're gonna cut this little sweet gum down. I'm not a fan of sweet gums. I hate the gum balls. I want to be able to mow some of this stuff with a lawnmower, and they just mess everything up. So anyway, we're removing some of the sweet gums around here and some of the smaller stuff around the base of the trees to be able to weed eat easier and stuff like that. I'm gonna try this chain out on this tree, so I'll limb a couple limbs off of it, cut it down, make a couple cuts to where I can come in and drag it out, and then I'll give you guys a review of kind of what I think versus what I know the steel chains to cut like. So stay tuned and we'll check it out. so there you have it. Man, this chain, I like this better than the ones I get from Steel. I need to go back and look at all the specs. This could be like a, Steel has like the, you know, they've got the micro cut, the semi-round, the square. Yeah, they've got all sorts of different chains that you can buy. Some cut way more aggressive than others. You know, some are like the homeowner chains and some are the professional series, the yellow and the green. This is just, I don't know what it is, but I like it a lot. It's more of the aggressive, it's more like the aggressive style Steel. And I think with the previous chain I had from Steel on this saw, it was a semi chisel or something more rounded. It was a very slow cutting chain, and I hated it. To me, cutting, so this is not a big deal, but cutting, you know, if you're gonna put this saw to the limit and cut a tree pretty big, in my opinion, you want a really, really sharp chain, and you want a really, really fast cutting chain, because you want to cut into the tree as far as you can to get that, you know, you want to leave that little strip of wood in the middle for it to break over, but you want to get as far in as you can to that before the tree starts falling. Because if you're, you know, you're cutting in them, let's say you've got a tree this big, right, and you've cut your face notch, and then you're leaving your piece, and you're here before the tree starts falling because maybe it's on a steep lean or something, that's when it starts splintering and it goes all sorts of crazy ways, and you can't control the fall of the tree at that point. So, I mean, you want to leave your middle piece. I can't remember off the top of my head what that piece is called, but you want to get to that as fast as you can. So you line up, make sure all your cuts are good and stuff, and then you just get to that as fast as you can. So that way the tree will do the rest of the work, and then you've got that little wedge of wood and that breaks at the last moment and controls the fall of the tree. So I like this chain a lot, man. For $10 a piece, I'm extremely happy with it, and it works really well. So anyway, I'll do some more reviews, but thanks for tuning in.